Welcome to Solo.tv. Here is Gabriel.
Hey people, Gabriel Bauer. I'm here with Carlos Baena, who is an animator, character animator at Pixar Studios. And Carlos is going to tell us a bit about himself, like, because you're from Spain.
I got here in 1994. I came originally to study art and to learn English and to skateboard. I was a lot into comics, films, cartoons, drawing, all these things, and then through college I found out this thing called animation, which we didn't have anything like that in Spain, actually. So I dropped what I was doing and I actually started taking only animation classes. And I finished college in '98, and at that point I actually decided to stay in the United States working. I got an offer to work at a studio up in Oregon called Wilmington Studios. And then from that moment on I just stayed in the industry working.
Yeah. And what companies have you been working for since then?
I work for a couple of years. I was working on commercial companies. I was doing animation for commercials such as Wilmington Studios, Click3X Studios here in the Bay Area. For a while I was working on a documentary which involves some CG, and the name of the studio was called Dimension 7. And then I went to work at Walgreens in the city in San Francisco, and they do commercials, they do web stuff. When I went to work over there, I actually worked on a short film called Huber's Brain. And working on that short film allowed me to actually move onto feature film stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then from there I went to Industrial Light and Magic,
ILM, okay.
And I was there to work on episode 2, Jurassic Park.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 3.
Okay.
And Men in Black 2. But at that point, I went. That's when I decided to move to go to Pixar. Pixar was the one place that I always wanted to go. What I loved about Pixar is they work so much, not only in the stories, but also on the characters, on the way these stories are told. You know, so the way they are, everything about
They're great.
it. Yeah.
I love them. Okay, but that's not the only thing you do, because that's not. That's why I'm doing this interview, because Carlos has his own animation school on the internet, which is very interesting. Can you tell us something about that?
Yeah.
It's called animationmentor.com.
It's called Animation Mentor, and basically it's an online animation school where all students from, it doesn't matter what country they're from, they get to do their own, they get to learn from professional animators of the main studios, where they are Pixar, ILM, Rhythm and Hues, Sony, Pacific, PDI. And then they get to learn from them. They get critiques online, and then they get to work on the stuff, and then they get to interact with the students from other countries. And what we've been trying to build is actually me and two other founders, Bobby Beck and Sean Kelly. What the three of us tried to build was more of an online community that is international. So we've been working hard on having tools that allow this community to be as interactive as possible. So it's almost as if the students are face to face, even though in reality they might be like thousands of miles away from each other.
So how does that go? You have like a class of students? Because how many students do you have now at the moment?
We currently have about 350 students.
350?
From 30 different countries. We didn't want to make it exclusive to only computer animation, because what we wanted to teach the most was the art of animation. We have like lectures on stop motion, traditional animation, which is like hand-drawn animation, and basically in these classes, in these lectures, we edit them out using examples from real life, from public domain cartoons, public domain movies, basically as much resources as also with examples that we do ourselves. And basically these lectures, we're trying to have them so that everything that we know about animation is in there. and then they can go, and the students, they actually post their exercises.
Yeah.
And then you can actually see the progress of their exercises. You can see their train of their thoughts whenever they're posting these exercises. The sketches, we encourage the students to do their sketches. We have like an online campus, and within this online campus, which is kind of like it's kind of like we build it almost like a desktop, so that it's easy and it's easy to use. And within here, you get to have like news. You get to follow the progress of what's new in the campus.
Yeah.
So within the campus, you can actually go through the different levels of the students, the different classes. And within the first class, you can actually see where the students are at. So in here, you click on any student, and then you get to see
what they're doing.
The things that they're learning.
Yeah. Also the comments that they get from you guys, or
exactly.
So other students can see the comments and the critiques that they're getting from you.
Yeah, exactly.
The mentors. Yeah.
Basically, if I'm a student, I can go to this student and see what all the other students are posting. Within
That's
here,
great.
we can actually see a teacher reviewing that student's exercise.
Like this is a teacher right over here.
Yeah, you can see the teachers, they have tools to basically paint and draw on top of their exercises. Okay. And we're trying to make it so it's as visual as it possibly can. Before learning full character animation, first they have to learn the basics. So on the basics, we really focus on simple exercises with bouncing balls, simple characters, and then it's almost kind of like a pyramid. So we want them to have like a strong foundation, and then little by little go up the ladder.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Well, how long ago did you guys start this? So
we've been on pre-production of the school for it's gonna be 3 years.
3 years.
And then we launched it in March of 2005.
And how's it going? Is it
so far so good? It's,
with 350 students, they can imagine it's going pretty.
We have an office in Berkeley, and we have an amazing team of 12 people. And in there we have an amazing designer, an amazing marketing director, amazing customer service people, and they're all doing the best job ever. And the best part about it is that for the most part, they are all also artists too, and they are also very dedicated. And you can really see on the school, and you can see on the students' feedback how much they are getting out of the school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to see sometimes the progress of the students, and get the reaction of how much the students are enjoying it. So that's all we could ask for.
Yeah. So do the students get a certain certificate afterwards, or a diploma after they finish? Because how long is the schooling?
The school is 18 months.
18 months.
And then they do get like a certificate, diploma. Our main thing right now at this point is not so much of a title, but we want the students to come out of the school with a really strong portfolio. And a strong portfolio that only focuses on animation, so that when you see the portfolio, you're like, okay, this person understands the basics, understands mechanics, movement, and even acting.
Yeah.
So we try to encourage them to go through each one of these steps, and little by little. We don't want them to learn, to get too advanced. We don't get to get too behind. We want them to go at the right pace. And so far it's been great. Yeah,
that's good, because all the mentors are practically from all these big studios, and so they know, you guys know what the demands are for these big studios like Pixar, Island, and
that was one of the motivations for us to start the school as well. We noticed that there was a lot of things lacking on regular schools, but mostly on the way we were taught. A lot of things were too focused on software.
Yeah.
And very, very little focus on the actual art. And the actual art is the kind of things that I had to learn through all my coworkers and asking everyone and see what, very little by little. It was something that it was very underground.
Yeah.
And it was the kind of stuff that you didn't really get to talk to the other students as much. So that was the stuff that we really wanted the students to focus.
Yeah.
It's like the software, you can learn the software anytime.
Yeah.
You know, and the software comes and goes. There's version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that comes out in every 2 months. So yeah, so the software comes and goes. They'll learn you can learn a software. Anybody can learn a software, but not everyone can actually animate.
Yeah.
And not everyone can be an actor. So we're trying to really focus on the students getting to learn that stuff, as opposed to focus so much on the tool itself.
Okay.
So it's all about the art.
That's great. All about the art.
And art.
I said arc. Not the art. Well, thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome
for having this interview
You're
with
welcome.
me. And so this was another episode of Zolo.tv. If you want to know more about Carlos, go to his site. Your site is
carlosbaena.com, and the site of the school is animationmentor.com.
Go there. See ya.